guys, it's Melanie. Happy Thursday. So winter is basically upon us, at least if you're in the northern hemisphere. And for a lot of us, that means that the weather outside has changed to being really cold. And for me, that is kind of interesting because as you guys, most of you who watch my videos regularly know, I have very oily skin. And usually my most like even level time of the year for like normalizing my skin is actually the fall, where it's not too hot, not too cold. You know, we haven't turned on the heat in the house yet. It's cooler outside, but it's not like cold outside yet. During the winter, it gets kind of interesting because when I'm outside and I come back in and there's forced air heat and all that kind of stuff, my oil production can actually sometimes really ramp up. So I have to be really careful during the winter time to make sure that I'm using very hydrating products. If you guys saw my most recent skincare routine video, I talked a lot about how I use much more hydrating products this time of year, and that is to basically counteract the oil production that can happen when I'm constantly in and out, you know, hot to cold, hot to cold. My skin kind of freaks out a little bit. So one of the ways that I combat the winter dryness of my skin, which can then lead to extra oil production, is I mask, and I use very hydrating masks. Some of the masks I use are leave on overnight type masks. Some are rinse off masks. I've used a lot of masks. I have a series on my channel called Mask Monday where I have gone through and tried a ton of different masks over the last couple of years. And I've had a really great time with that. And I thought in today's video, I would give you kind of my top suggestions for masks for this time of year. So whether you are someone who has dry skin, combination skin, oily, sensitive, whatever, most of these masks should work for you. Obviously, if you have extremely sensitive skin, you have to be careful with suggestions from anyone because you just, you know if you have sensitive skin. So if you feel like after looking at some of these ingredients, you're like, I don't know about that, just stay away from them. But for the most part, I feel like anyone with normal combination oily type skin can benefit from the masks I'm going to show you guys today. They are all geared towards hydrating the skin. They never leave my skin feeling greasy. They never cause me to break out or anything like that. So I've had really great luck. Obviously, different skin types react differently. Your mileage may vary. Keep that in mind. I will link all of these down below in the description box for you if you'd like to read up a little bit more about them. But I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. I have a few suggestions for you here. A couple of them are overnight sleeping type masks, and then I'm going to start with my sheet mask suggestions actually. So I have two. One is specifically for the eye area because this area can get a little bit drier and more crepey and just kind of older looking this time of year for me. So I really like these Wander Beauty Baggage Claim Gold Eye Masks for that reason. I will typically use these like once a week, usually on a Sunday night when I'm laying in bed, catching up on TV shows. And what's great is that a lot of masks, especially sheet masks nowadays, you can rub in like the serum afterwards so you don't have to go like rinse them off. So they're perfect right before bed because you put this on, you take it off, and then you just pat in that excess, and you can do that while you're in bed, and then you just fall asleep. But these are great. They are very hydrating. They have never caused any milia under the eyes for me. The serum soaks in very quickly. And I find that they just kind of, I don't want to say puff up the under eye area because puffy under eyes are typically like a bad thing, but they just plump it up. There's this like hydrated effect that these give me that lasts for several days after. Now, obviously I'm still using my eye creams, you know, morning and night after using this, but it's just kind of a nice surge of moisture I feel once a week. And especially this time of year, it's a really nice treat to have. So love that. The next mask is actually a sheet mask, and this one is from Karuna. You can find Karuna masks at Ulta. Sometimes I've heard people say that they can also find them at TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx or like Marshall's, places like that. So maybe keep an eye out there as well. But this is the hydrating face mask, and this is for specifically for dry, dull, dehydrated skin. This is wonderful. Masks like this I don't use quite as often anymore, because even when I'm trying to relax and mask, a lot of times I still have Stella coming in and asking me for things, and so I have to get up. And most sheet masks don't stay super well on my face. They will kind of fall as you get up and move around. This one I think stays put decently well, but it's also, you know, it's a little bit more of a hassle. But this one is very hydrating. Whenever I use this, it again plumps up my skin, makes it feel deeply hydrated and nourished, and I can rub in the remainder of the serum. And that's typically all the skincare that I will do on a night where I'm using a mask like this. You know, I will forego all of like the serums and moisturizers and essences and whatever else I'm feeling like using that week. I will usually forego that and just wash my face, put this on, go lay down in bed. When it's time to take it off, rub the rest of the serum in, and that's like my routine. So these are great for a lazy night. So I really like the Corona masks. I think that they are fantastic, and there's usually a lot of like liquid in here, so you can also get your neck and your décolleté in most cases. So these are great. This next one will not come as a surprise to you. It is the Pharmacy Honey Potion Renewing Antioxidant Hydration Mask. This is a fabulous mask. I did show this in my skincare routine video. This, it has a lot of really good hydrating ingredients in it, including honey, which honey attracts moisture, and it's humectant, a natural humectant. I actually have another mask here that has honey in it, so we'll go to that next. But it just does such a good job of making my skin feel deeply hydrated and nourished. It's kind of sticky when you're putting it on, and you rub it in and it turns into like this creamy white, almost like you took honey and you whipped it. It's just fantastic. I love the way that my skin looks afterwards. I always feel like I have a glow. I feel like there is intense hydration happening that is just like deeper into my skin than a lot of other different treatments and moisturizers that I use. I just love this stuff. It's spendy. Pharmacy in general is, you know, they're not like drugstore prices, but they have really great products. There's a few more things that I want to try from Pharmacy that I'm definitely gonna purchase this next year. But anyway, if you're looking for a great like honey-based hydrating mask, this one is fantastic. Love it. Go read up the reviews about that, because they're typically like pretty darn good. People that love that mask love it, like me. I love it. Another option is the, this is from Lather, and this is their Honey Moisture Mask. And this is one that you can totally leave on overnight. It smells like honey. It is very, it's thick. It's one that I usually will rub into my skin for a while, especially if I'm going to sleep with it. I almost rub it in like a moisturizer. On nights where I want to rinse it off after like 20 minutes or so, I will apply maybe like a thicker layer of it. But this is really nice. This is another one of those masks that where you can just kind of feel like that deep hydration happening from the honey. It really is a fabulous humectant, and it will do amazing things for those who are prone to breakouts, because honey also has like antimicrobial properties, so it can help kill bacteria and stuff on the skin. This one's really nice. I believe it's probably going to be a little bit more affordable than the Pharmacy, and you do get quite a bit in here. This is 4 ounces. I don't remember the price point of this, but I will link it down below. It's a great mask, and I definitely recommend this one as well for this time of year. Then I have a couple of sleeping masks here, and there's 2. There's one from Paula's Choice, because I love Paula's Choice. This is their Radiance Renewal Mask. And then I have one from Kate Somerville. This is their Age Arrest Hydrating Firming Mask. I don't really notice like I notice hydrating. I don't notice firming benefits from this. From both of these, I do notice again that plumping effect. So when I sleep with these on my skin, I typically wake up the next morning and things just look really soft. When I touch my face, it feels just smooth, and you know when you're using like a really good moisturizer consistently and you're starting to see that like bounce in your skin, I feel like that's what I see from both of these products. I love sleeping with a mask on, and I mean, really you could just load on a bunch of moisturizer and probably get a similar effect as you get from these sleeping masks. But they're really, really nice. The Paula's Choice especially, I like to put on the backs of my hands. It's basically like a lotion. I mean, the consistency of both. So here is the Paula's Choice. So it's totally, like when you rub it in, it's almost like a moisturizer, but it's a mask. And the Kate Somerville is very similar. Come on out here. What are you doing? It's like a lotion type. This one's a little bit thicker, but it rubs in really nicely. Again, both of these are great for like the backs of the hands, especially for me, because my hands are in and out of chemicals all the time with my business, with my flower business. But yeah, there's just this like smoothness that you feel the next morning, and just this like beautiful plumped effect to your skin. What I also like to do with a lot of like overnight sleeping masks is I like to take either some squalane oil, just a few drops, or squalane, or like my Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula oil. I like to take a couple drops of that and mix it in and then put that on my face. That's another great way to boost hydration. Honestly, marula oil and squalane oil are my favorites. I will link my two favorites down below in the description box. They're a great way to just get some added hydration into anything that you're putting on your face this time of year. So that's a really great option to increase the moisture boost of any product like this. You could even do it in the ones that you were to like wash off your face or whatever, but yeah. Anyway, those are my suggestions for you guys for just some nice hydrating masks this time of year. Great options. I'm probably not giving you the most affordable options. I honestly don't try a ton from the drugstore when it comes to masks. But I do find that investing in a really good mask that works extremely well for your skin and then using it consistently can help to show some great improvement in your skin, whether it's adding moisture or depending on the mask, helping with breakouts or controlling oil or things like that. You don't want to mask too often. And that's, I feel like for me, more important with like the clay-based masks, because you don't want to like overly dry your skin out. But with these moisture masks, I mean, sometimes I will use them like 4 times a week. Like I'll just kind of do like every other day, especially with a sleeping mask. And for those of you that are gonna ask, typically when I'm using these sleeping masks, I don't bother with like moisturizers, but I will put like a serum or something on my skin first. And then this essentially acts as my moisturizer. So it just kind of helps to lock things in, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your favorite hydrating mask is down below in the comments. I'm always curious what you guys have to say. You have given me some great suggestions this year. So yeah, let me know what you guys use. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.